Hey guys, thought I'd come on today and I'd talk a little bit about projection. This is something that happens a lot. I've noticed this for years. There's a lot of stories in the psychological realms where projection is used. Typically, you'll see people who say they're not gay, you know, like when you talk about religious people or people in Congress that are so adamant about not being gay and about gay rights and all these gay agendas that they have, and about passing laws against gay people, and then these people will be found to have been dating gay people or sleeping with gay prostitutes or something like this. And this is something that happens a lot. And how this is manifested in typical life is most of us only know what we know. You know, what we feel in our bodies. So we use that as a projection. And even though people are very smart, they somehow don't realize that other people might feel a different way. So if you're gay or you're transgender or something like this, if you're not that, if you're just a cisgendered person, you think everybody's cisgendered, you know? And if you're a religious person who's cisgendered, then you think everybody is like that. And that's how everybody is, because that's how I am. So everybody must be like that. And it's a common thing of this projection where this, it's also one of the reasons why we have issues with cops and the violence. Because what happens with projection is if somebody doesn't look like you, like say you're black or you're Spanish or you're Indian or you're Hindu or, you know, anything other than white Anglo-Saxon, then you're different than me. So I'm not able to give you my full sympathy. I'm not able to show empathy to you because you're not like me, you know. And this is a common problem, obviously, with religions and stuff, but it's also a common problem with almost anything in life. There's so many people who are so smart, but they use projections, especially like it's kind of funny if you talk about feminists. Feminists are commonly some of the most misogynist, hateful people, and most of the things that they're so adamant about talking about are what they do. And they do it to men. And they figure, well, if I'm able to do it, and if I do it, then men must be doing it too. And it's just a projection. They're projecting on to other people what they do, you know. And they think that it must be all right because I'm doing it, you know. And everybody's like that, right? You know. This is a very big problem that lots of people don't seem to look at what's going on and look at the facts to a situation and realize that what you're thinking is true to you may not be true to somebody else, you know, because you think that something's not true doesn't mean it's not true. Because you think something is true doesn't mean it's true. So just because you think religion is true, or just because you think, like what on my last video I did, just because you think all of the truth that came out about the 9/11 truth or something like this, that there's no questions anymore, doesn't mean it's true, you know. Just because you project something like that doesn't make it real or true. You know, just because you think something or you feel something in your own life, like I believe in God, or I believe in Jesus, or I believe in, you know, Muslims, or whatever the hell you want to believe in, just because you feel that that's true, or you have known it to be true in your life, doesn't mean everybody else should be able to do it as well. And that's another problem that you'll have with like the religious people, like this lady who's trying to stop people from getting married. You know, they have this idea that they like to be a victim, you know, and they say that they're persecuted against while they're persecuting against other people, and it's a way for them to act like reality is non-existent. You know, like I'm being persecuted because I'm not allowing other people to do what they want. You know, I'm actually stopping other people from doing what they want to do in their life because I think something they're doing is affecting me, and you can't affect me at all in my life, but I can affect you. And this is a common projection. You know, if like the lady that wouldn't serve alcohol on an airplane, you know, they're saying she has the right to not serve alcohol to people because of her religion. But the people who want alcohol don't have the right to have their freedom stopped because you don't want to serve them. You know, if you don't want to serve them, then you shouldn't have the job. Pure and simple. But this is a common thing. It's something that really bothers me about projection. You know, even people who are gay in some cases, in you know many cases, almost anybody can do this. They feel that like, well, a lot of gay men especially and gay women like to get cisgendered people to have sex with them, and they say like, see, that just proves that those cisgendered people aren't really cisgendered. They're actually gay because they want to have sex with you know, other people. But that's not the case. In psychology, what you'll find out is a lot of people will be bi, you know, but that doesn't mean that they want to like marry a gay person. It doesn't mean that they want to live with a gay person. It doesn't mean they want to be in a relationship with a gay person. It just means they're like, people are just curious, you know. And with when they get, a lot of people are bi-curious is what I call it. And what that means is like, if you're given the opportunity with somebody that you find attractive, like say you're a man and you're hanging out with a man and he's kind of handsome, you know, he's got a nice body, kind of good looking guy, and he starts flirting with you, even though you're a cisgendered man, you may go like, yeah, like, let's see where this goes, you know. It doesn't mean you want to date that guy, but it doesn't mean you're going to stop him from trying to have sex with you, you know. So it doesn't mean that they're gay, but this is a projection that a lot of gay people will put on, and a lot of other people as well. You know, they act like if I feel this way, everybody must feel this way, right? You know, and that's the same way that you'll get with police, with the government, with all these people who are rich. They don't understand that other people feel different ways. Like say if you're Donald Trump, if you're raised in a really rich family and you've never known anything and you've never had any problems in your life, it's very easy for you to talk down to people who are on welfare and say, oh, they're just not working hard enough, and they're just not trying hard enough, and they should go to college, and they should do this, and they should do that. It's very easy for you to project when you haven't had those problems in your life, when you haven't had any struggles, you know. So, and it's very hard for those people to get out. And it's also, they can project as well by thinking everybody has the same hard time as them because all the people they know are like that. So they don't believe that anybody can get out of that. And it makes it hard for those people like that to separate from like the fact that maybe if you get lucky, you can go to college and you can leave that life and you can get into a minimum wage job. But it's also the reason why these really, really rich guys that make like $200,000 an hour can't see to raise the minimum wage because, you know, even though you're working 2 jobs and you're working 60 hours a week and you're still on welfare, they just think you just need to work even harder. When America is one of the countries that works the hardest. They have I mean, not like in Japan, we work 60 hours to 80 hours a week, you know. But in America, besides us, it's one of the harder countries that they work. They have the most work with the least vacation time, which is something we have here. We have a lot of vacation time, but we work very hard, you know. So it kind of evens out for what we do. But it's very difficult if you're working in America to make a living, no matter what you're doing. You shouldn't. I believe what they all say. Basically, no matter what you're doing, because what a lot of people need to understand is that in the United States right now, in the world right now actually, corporate profits are at the highest they've ever been in all of, like, since corporate profits have been talked about and cataloged. So corporate profits are up like 100 times fold, yet the minimum wage has stayed stagnant to the economical growth since the 70s. So you should be making $16 to $20 an hour just because of the economy, you know. But they keep it the same while their profits keep rising and rising. And then there's actually people who fight against people being able to work a 40-hour work week and be able to pay for their house, be able to pay for a car, a cell phone, internet connections, food, to support a family. They fight against these people that may have a full-time job and still be on welfare and food stamps and WIC and even get the substance for the subsidies for heating and water during the winter as well in America. And they can't see why that's only caused by the wages that they're getting, and while these people don't have any connection to their jobs. They don't have any, like a lot of people in Japan. Like I'll tell you a story about Toy Story. There was many Japanese anime artists that went to America that worked on Toy Story, and they were working on the movie for a few years. And within the first year, almost everybody that they had started working with was gone, and there was new people in. And they noticed that so many people had started working and then stopped, and then somebody else came because they have no loyalty to the company. And this is something that you find a lot in America. And the reason why you find that is because it's hard to have loyalty when the company you're working for doesn't care about you. And see, in Japan, if you work for a company, they invest a lot of time and a lot of effort into the people that work for them, and they have a lot of loyalty to the company. But in America, the company has no loyalty to its employees. They never want to admit that these men that are working for the company, that are making billions of dollars off of your back, are making money off of the people who are working for you. And if those people didn't work for you, you would be destitute. You wouldn't have any money. You wouldn't have any company. So your job as the owner of a company is to take care of your employees and keep them happy so that you can have a life, you know. Like I said in one of my other videos, if you ever think that working for somebody is going to get you somewhere in life, it's not, especially not now. You know, when you work for somebody, all you do is put their kids through college and send the guy to Barbados twice a year while you're eating ramen, you know. And this is what we're living on now. And there's actually stupid people that will fight about that and act like that's fine. That's perfectly fine. We don't need to raise the minimum wage. It doesn't matter if you're working 50 hours a week, working 3 different jobs, and you still can't support your family and you can hardly pay your rent. That's fine. That's fine. You should just work harder. That's all, you know. And it's just you know, pisses me off that people are like that. But that's one thing I really can't stand is projection. I can't stand people who project so much. But that's what I figured I'd talk about today. If you guys got any questions, comments, whatever, leave them in the section below. If you want, share, like, and subscribe, and have a good day.